Well, activities of the administration back in the front burner today on the program. Mr. Fred Agbaje joins us. He's a legal practitioner to get his perspective and the goings on. Thank you for coming on today.
Good morning.
Well, interestingly, the president himself did talk about, they decided to call him Baba Go Slow. But he says nothing wrong in going slow and steady, and then several other comments following through with that one. But a lot of things has happened. Of course, people will be entitled to the opinion on this one. What is yours on what has gone on?
Speaking for myself and on behalf of very many Nigerians out there, I think the presidency, as at now, has started well. And I listened to Jagaban yesterday. So the presidency is trying to be cautious. I think he has started well, particularly with his body language in terms of fighting corruption. I am impressed because I have never seen any president, including the previous one or past ones, that have been able to show, one, by their attitude and by action, that they actually meant to fight corruption. It's not just a question of saying, oh, my regime is out to fight corruption. We set up EFCC, we set up ICPC. In fact, under those regimes that those anti-graft agencies were set up, how effective were those governments in curtailing corruption like we have now?
How have we now?
Now we are better off. I can tell you that within 3 months, the fear of the name Buhari is enough to send shivers down the spines.
Yeah, but fear doesn't make up the institution, does it?
It doesn't. It doesn't. But we are starting somewhere. I am saying comparatively that what we have now, it's not that a new law has been made. It's not that a new institution has been set up.
So what key thing has been done that you're happy with? I'm
happy that things are taking shape in the sense that, look, for you now, at least nobody will ask me, no policeman will ask me for bribe now.
You sure?
No public officer will ask me. I will report.
Isn't that
I will shout. I will tell the whole world that this is what the president came to do, and that is again the spirit of the present change. So if you say,
but there are many who will say no.
These have not changed.
Maybe they won't ask you.
Yes.
But some other persons may not say.
No, I quite agree with you, because I am not saying that corruption has been totally stamped out from the economic activities or from the social activities.
Do we know that if any?
But for now, I think that the fear of the fact that the current change, the wind of change that is cascading the entire landscape of Nigeria, which is about the fight against corruption, why should it be odd? Why should it be that your own organization is the one that is going to be odd? That, look, I want to stand on the expressway against the fight against corruption. So it's not going to. You will just find yourself that you are the only one that is odd. But like I said, give it to President Buhari. I am happy that, look, I didn't even know that things would take this year. Let us look at the issue of power sector. Immediately the man was sworn in. It's not that the man passed. It's not that he aided the National Assembly in passing any law to enhance the economic activities. But look at what happened in the power sector. At least by and large, if it has not improved, I won't come here and tell Nigeria that it has improved. It has. The issue of power has improved.
Yeah, but in terms of institutional,
that is just one.
In terms of,
it's not that I'm beating drum for him and then dancing on the streets. That there's still room for improvement.
In terms of fighting corruption,
yes.
I mean, several actions in time past were taken. They've talked about how they need to ensure that things are done properly this time. What specific action? I mean, yes, we see how they frown at those kind of scenarios, but we're talking about institutionalizing all of these issues.
I quite agree with you that Nigerians should really move away from this idea of personalizing success instead of attributing whatever success is recorded to institutions. We should build our institutions. It's not that we don't have relevant laws. I think sometimes about a week or so ago, I had course to handle a matter involving the EFCC, and I discovered that the EFCC have so much of tremendous power in the fight against graft. Particularly, there are special powers under Section 7 to pick anybody who has violated or who has committed any of the offenses that relate to graft in this country. And secondly, to pick anybody whose lifestyle cannot be reasonably justified or defended. So I look at it, so all these laws exist, and yet we still have this level of corruption. So it's not that we don't have the institutions, it's not that we don't have the laws, but how prepared are the personnel in those institutions prepared to execute those functions that have been statutorily vested? Those laws might not be perfect, but whatever the little that is still left in those laws, we should make better use of them. So I would rather advise that we build our institution, strengthen the laws, and see whether things will not work out.
In building institutions, very quickly, let's see how we can go about that, because from what Chamberlain is trying to ask, it's very key here. Nigerians would love to know what key thing you would say he's done, because it should go beyond fear. Yes. And I'm quite sure when we talk about fear, that could also mean why some have said he's dictatorial in tendency, even without moving any finger. What are those key things we must do, or the government must put in place, to build the institutions that will drive the nation all by itself?
The government is not going to do it. That I can just tell you outright. The government is not going to do. We, the human rights community, must also join the government in the pursuit of a better society. Good, fine. That, look, what exactly has the president done? And I want to tell you that in this country today, one of our problems has only been that of leadership. If we can get the issue of leadership right, it might not be 100%, by and large, because the body language of whoever is leading us matters a lot. We don't have to wait until the man has begin to pass laws or begin to sack this or sack that. Because the fact that you have the right leader in place, so many things will fall in place. But when you have wrong leaders, particularly coming from a crooked electoral process that gives you the type of leader you don't want, the resultancy is that at the end of the day, things will not work. It's not until the present presidency will begin to say, well, this is what we have earmarked, even without ministers. Those people have said, well, the absence of cabinet has really retarded economic growth. Fine, by and large, it could be. But the fact is, we should ask ourselves, what again will that cabinet have done that some of them are not already taking place now? Is it the Minister for Mines and Power? So my argument has only been this, that look, what we need in Nigeria today, and thank God, we are starting on the right footing. And that is the question of leadership, because leadership is very, very crucial.
A little step further. I mean, today we can talk about the EFCC, the ICPC, Administration of Criminal Justice Act. Some persons put them in place. Yes. Today, a lot about funds that have been frittered away that needs to get back into our coffers. Do you know of any?
For economic development.
Yeah. Do you know of any of those monies that's been recovered so far? Now that the fear is out there?
No, I don't know. I can't give you any figure for now to say, well, this is how much. I don't work in government. I don't know what is happening in the government cycle.
Isn't that the kind of things that should be out there in terms of what has been done?
No, by the time we get there, I'm sure by the time the government will get there as to the recovery of those things, the EFCC will not even tell you, won't come out for now and say, well, this is how much we have recovered without making noise. Or ICPC will tell you, this is how much we have recovered. But I know that the fact that people are being picked here and there, particularly members of the past administration that have been asked to come and render account of their stewardship. Of course, what is the ultimate purpose of such invitation? Is it not to find out whether there is SSs or whether you have...
Has anybody been invited yet to come and give account?
I know the wife of a city speaker that have been invited to come and talk. And when you begin to invite a public officer's wife, it's just a question of time. You will get at the man himself, the husband. So I would say that they have started. In fact, so many, like the EFCC said recently, that they are putting their searchlight on about 6 governors, that they had petitions, strongly worded petitions against them, and that they are going to look into them, and if proven cases of fraud or graft have been established against them, they'll be prosecuted. But my worry is that by now I want to see past governors being paraded in the court and then be charged for graft.
I thought you saw them before.
I have not seen.
You know,
I don't want the EFCC to say, well, Fred Agbaje is there to come and rush us. I'm not. I want them to do a thorough job.
No one is trying to preempt anybody here. You know, you're a lawyer, and quite frankly, a fortnight ago we had a discussion here with Charles Adeogun Phillips about how sometimes you see the amount of counts, you know, charges brought against anyone, 200, 300.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, and we go to court without properly doing the investigations before prosecution kicks off. And what the nation ultimately sees in such cases is a bungling of such cases. If you say the FCC is working now, or seem to be working,
I'm not totally saying they're working, because I'm listening from what we have read, and this is what. That's why I said I would be happier today if I see maybe 6, 10 of ex-governor ministers being paraded